Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Happy
We are here
Wednesday.
once again with Hemp is Hope. We are so elated to be here to educate y'all and talk to y'all. I want to I wait till I'll put the video on first, then I'll do it. Um, so we're gonna talk to y'all about a plethora of different studies that we found that they use to Will, my brain is everywhere. Tell them what we're about to do.
Well, there's been a lot of preclinical trials, preclinical studies on CBD, the ECS system, the endocannabinoid system within your body. There's been a lot of preclinical trials on the efficacy, as some people would say, of even the neuroplasticity of your brain and how everything works with the receptors when you take the endocannabinoid, when you take the CBD oil. So we're going to talk about things like that tonight, and arthritis and some other stuff.
So guys, believe it or not, they're saying that
a new study claims that addiction, reducing cravings.
Will, can you see that?
I see it.
Hasn't heard quote.
I can't see you, nor can I hear you. So hold on.
I don't hear it now.
Okay, did you hear it earlier?
I could hear it.
Craving is what drives the drug use. If you can have the medications that can dampen that craving, that can greatly reduce the chance of relapse and overdose risk, end quote. Available medications for opioid addiction act in a similar way. Public health experts say they are them because they are highly regulated and frequent visits to your doctor's office.
Guys, did y'all just hear that? They're saying that CBD, because it is not addictive, because it doesn't have the what it don't have, Will?
Like the opioid addictive, like people get addicted and crave for opioids and crave for
and so
all those
they're using CBD. They're using CBD to get people to help people get unaddicted to drugs. How amazing is that? That is so amazing.
We need that in Myrtle Beach bad.
Because so many people die from opioid
overdose.
This one is about CBD and anxiety, guys, and it's going to talk a little bit about PTSD. Okay,
experience a traumatic event can use to cause stress and anguish. Not alone. Anxiety-related disorders affect a huge segment of our population. An estimated 18% of adults suffer from them. But there's good news. CBD, a phytonutrient found in the hemp plant, has recently become a potential remedy for those with anxiety. Whether you've been curious about if CBD oil can be beneficial in treating your anxiety, you've come to the right place. I'm Dr. Lynn Marie Morsky with Octagon Biolabs, and I'm going to provide some basic information that can help clarify CBD's role in treating this very common condition. New studies are showing CBD to be effective in reducing symptoms in those with anxiety, and research has finally isolated how it works. CBD activates the 5-HT1A receptor, which is involved with how your brain interacts with serotonin, one of the 4 main chemicals in our brain related to feelings of happiness and well-being. Anxiety and depression are commonly treated with medications that target the serotonin system. You may have heard of Prozac and Zoloft, 2 examples of a type of drug known as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs. These medications work by blocking the reabsorption of serotonin in the brain, so there's more serotonin available to help reduce anxiety and boost your mood. Similar to SSRIs, CBD may boost signaling through these same serotonin receptors, leading to similar reductions in anxiety. Existing clinical evidence strongly supports CBD as a treatment for several anxiety-related conditions, including generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. Studies have found CBD particularly effective in treating acute anxiety that comes from knowing something potentially frightening or uncomfortable is about to happen, like taking an exam. CBD has also been shown to decrease symptoms of social anxiety disorder, which is when you fear situations like meeting a lot of new people or having to do public speaking. It has even demonstrated the ability to help wipe out fear memories in those with PTSD.
Wow.
Now, this is just what's been found in the lab. However, patients using CBD have confirmed what the studies have shown in their own experiences. They've reported feeling less anxious, having fewer of the racing thoughts associated with anxiety, and having either eliminated their panic attacks or experiencing fewer attacks or attacks that were less severe. Now, let's talk about what type of CBD oil is best for treating anxiety. As you may know, CBD oils can be made from the hemp plant or the marijuana plant. The difference between the two is that CBD oil made from hemp is going to have less than 0.3% THC. THC is the component of cannabis that leads to the high commonly associated with marijuana. THC is also the component that leads to the other attribute often in marijuana, the paranoia. Now, obviously, those taking a cannabis-derived product for anxiety, paranoia, which is why it's so important to choose the right CBD oil for this. As CBD is going to have less than 0.3% THC, it's advisable to use hemp-derived instead of marijuana-derived CBD. And ideally, you would want to find CBD oil that has zero THC. Finally, let's cover what dose of CBD oil is effective in treating anxiety. This is where it's helpful to seek out a practitioner who's versed in CBD treatments. However, should you wish to try it on your own, you need to take into consideration effective dosing. CBD oils come in a wide variety of flavors, so it's important to use one with clearly labeled doses on the bottle. Second, people come in a wide range of sizes, so what works for a tiny person may have no effect on someone larger. Lastly, the length of time the CBD will be effective can vary based on both a person's weight and how well they absorb it. Taking all of these into consideration, it's best to start with a low dose, take notes of how much you took and how you felt, and then increase as necessary until you've reached a dose that works for you. In addition, notate when the effects wear off, and then experiment with the frequency of CBD consumption that keeps your symptoms stable. Research on CBD has found few to no negative side effects. This means CBD oil may be a good option for people who don't take the side effects of other anxiety medications. And one last note. While I may be a doctor, I am not your doctor. So please consult with your own personal physician if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, or are on taking prescription meds for your anxiety. Please do not discontinue use without physician supervision. If this video has been helpful, please like and subscribe for the most up.
Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in and listening. I wanted y'all, she's a doctor. She's a real doctor. Went to school to be a doctor. And so I wanted y'all to hear what she had to say because I'm sorry. She talked about, I know you had just got on, April. We're glad to see you.
Okay.
But
yeah.
she talked about, hold on, let me get my little note. Huh?
I said, no, you're good.
Sorry,
Yeah. Hi.
She talked about, she touched a little bit on PST. She talked about depression and anxiety.
PTSD. Yeah.
Yeah, girl, you're not making up stuff. And she touched on it. But what I loved about it is what she was basically saying is we all have different weights. We all have different sizes. So you never know how much you need. But she was saying, and then she went into like why it works. Like, you know how y'all be getting technical, like why it works in our bodies and how it stops depression. And I wanted people to hear it so they can understand why do CBD work, you know, and that it doesn't cause you to be high and it doesn't cause hallucination. And so I just wanted them to hear from an actual doctor. And so that's why I played that video. And I think April was next. I think she has, she's going to talk to us about some disorders.
Yeah. We were going to bring up ASL, which is a neurodegenerative disorder and affects the nerves and is responsible for muscle control. So there really hasn't been found a cure for this disorder at all. But there's ways to slow down the progression And CBD has been known to do that. So we'll pull up my notes. So, like I said, there's no cure for any motor neuron diseases. But there is improvement control and quality of life in patients. So the proof in a study that they showed with a CBD spray and treatments for people with that disorder, known to have a longer lifespan with the disorder. So with that kind of a disorder, it's all about slowing down the progression. And patients
Right.
in the case studies that had been using the CBD or THC and all of the things in the marijuana plant, hemp plant, they were slowed down progression versus the ones that used pharmaceutical drugs. Because there
Right.
really hasn't been even a pharmaceutical drug that has really done much of that, even in patients.
Oh, in April, you
Yeah.
missed it. I
What?
found a video that talked about CBD. How will we saw it? They have a video showing that they're using CBD to help people get off of drugs,
Yes.
and that's so amazing.
That is a big passion of
It's
mine.
such because you know what? Overdosing, you can actually overdose off of the stuff that they're giving you to stop you from doing drugs. But nobody has overdosed off of CBD.
So it's funny you say that, right?
So amazing.
This is totally off topic, but my husband's family tried to get into just the CBD world or the marijuana medicinal purposes world, right?
Mhm.
And he came out, my husband's relative came out with this, like, I believe it was like a pill formed CBD or a capsule of some sort, and he was trying to get it like produced to the FDA. And the reason he couldn't get it passed is because he couldn't kill a lab rat with it. So, and let me explain that a little bit. When the FDA comes out with a new drug, they need to know how much it can be consumed before you can die, right? So they physically need to kill a lab rat to know the amount per pound per person that can be in range of whoever you are to kill you. And because his medicinal product could not kill the rat, he could not legalize it with an FDA label.
Shut the front door.
So yeah, it's really crazy. And I mean, I get what they're saying. Like they want to know how much could be used in a controlled substance. But to me, at the same time, well, listen, you can't die from it. Like,
Right.
that's good news. Like I get where they want to know what they want to know, but it's good news that it couldn't kill you, right? Like,
Right. That's
but
amazing.
that's a whole nother episode. I just thought that was a cool fact. Like when you told me that, I was like, this is crazy. Like,
I mean, I've been doing research because I really want people to understand that CBD is such a safer. So I had a conversation with someone, and this is not off topic. This is actually on topic, about pain,
yeah,
and I was explaining to them we have roll-on pain now. You can
yes,
knee is hurting, your wrist is hurting. You can roll some stuff on your arm now. You can roll stuff on your neck. You can roll stuff on your back. You can roll things on now. You don't actually have to drink it. You don't have to eat the gummies. You don't have to. You can roll things on now.
I
And
know. I
so
love
CBD is so much healthier for you. It hasn't killed anybody.
No. Well, and it
Nobody.
works with our endocannabinoid system. Like
Exactly.
it works
Correct.
with a neurotransmitting system in our body. So it's even though like the roll-ons you were using in the past, they might not be harmful, my cat. They might not be harmful, but I mean, they still have something in it for the reason it's working. And this is a product that works with our body. So I mean, it's a no-brainer to me.
Exactly. All right. So go ahead with your stuff. Sorry about that.
No,
We'll
yeah,
let
that's fine. I
I
was
got
just
my
telling you, like, I was just giving you the tea on like ASL and how there really is there's been no cure for neuron disorders, and that you just have to slow the progression down. And in the case study that I was pulling up, that is what in fact CBD was doing for those
for them.
patients. So if you know someone with ASL, this has been super helpful for a lot of ASL patients for even, yeah, obviously for relief, but for also slowing the progression down as well as Parkinson's. I'm not going to get too into that, but that is another one. That's the disorder where you kind of shake a lot and it's like you lose control. Well,
Mhm.
it's been known to like literally someone who's going like this before they take it is like this after they're on the CBD. And there's a really interesting video about that. We could do that a different day. But I also wanted to point out some facts about about diabetes.
Hmm.
So I don't know as much on the topic as I know about other topics, but I will tell you that CBD can treat diabetes, and it explains it by. Let me pull up. Okay, so in one study, researchers tested CBD on mice because less blood flow to the brain and a complication of diabetes for some people. So they found with CBD, it lowered the cholesterol and bad fat levels. It upped the insulin production because
Whoa.
the endocannabinoid system that controls our daily functions, again, when it's depleted, it controls a lot of other functions because everything is connected. So they noticed that when the CBD was helping the endocannabinoid system run smoothly, it upped the insulin production. Again, this is in
Wow.
mice, but we test everything in mice. So it eases the swelling and the pain from the nerve damage that can happen in a lot of CBD diabetes patients. And one study even showed it kept the chronic inflammation down and the neuropathic pain at bay on a regular basis. And then it lowers the risk also in some clients who are on CBD for another issue. They noticed they had lower risk of getting diabetes as well. And it promotes good fat
Okay.
while slimming down bad fat. So, I mean, there's just a lot of benefits to it.
Win, 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 win. I feel like it's a win, win, win.
Yes,
Yeah, I love it.
there's
I love
levels
it.
to this.
I love it. I love it.
So, yeah, that's all I got for tonight. Short and
All
sweet
right.
with lots of facts.
Nuggets, drop, drop, drop. What you got for us, Will?
Well, to kind of piggyback off the diabetes part, and she said something about promoting like good fat.
Yes.
I found something about it helps you to turn white fat to brown fat. And they describe the white fat as the harder to get rid of visceral fat.
Yeah,
Oh, but
the
what?
yeah,
I
the
thought we
visceral
were trying to get
visceral
rid of
fat.
visceral fat. I'm all ears now. What happened with the visceral fat?
So on to with the blood sugar,
Yes.
when it helps to lower your insulin, or helps stabilize your
The
blood
insulin.
sugar. In layman's terms, it's going to help you stabilize your blood sugar.
Okay.
Yes.
And that is going to help you with weight loss promotion, because it's almost impossible for someone with diabetes to lose weight
Yes.
if their sugar is like way high,
Mhm.
because your body is just storing everything. It's
Mm.
kind of in a protective mode. It's storing everything.
Yes.
And so,
So next time I gain weight, I'll be like, my body's just protecting me.
right.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, that does that when you have the patients or people that are stuck at that weight, there could be a number of reasons, but a lot of it is what Will is saying. It is storing the fat because it's your body's way of defending itself. It doesn't know it's out of whack. It's not working properly. Things aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay. Okay. That's some good tea. And I never heard of that. All right, what else you
And
got?
the extreme drink, not plugging, I'm just saying, is what helps with the visceral fat because it helps your body break down sugars the proper way too. Different product, different
Didn't
stuff.
know that.
It must be doing something, not to get off the train track too much with the CBD, but I'm down about 4 pounds since I started drinking that stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ordering that today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I already have some, but I'm ordering for somebody else because I have somebody who's really struggling with visceral fat. That's why my ears went like this. Okay.
And that's why the liquid lipo kit works really well too, because the one is, I think, E-cell or whatever, is part detoxifying when it comes to visceral fat.
Right. I will say I think they'll have to drink 2 a day though. I'm 225, so I think somebody over 200 would probably have to drink one in the morning and one more towards the evening.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But even so, with the CBD, like we've now had several episodes, and each episode we target, a certain disorder, right? And almost every one of them have been bettered by CBD, and they're not all related. Like they're all the way from arthritis to all the way to diabetes, all the way to seizures, all the way to migraines, all the way to autism. And almost every one of them have found multiple case studies, doctors, naturopaths, functional medicine, that have proven that this helps all those areas. So for me, say you wake up and you're like, I really don't have many issues, but I'm X, Y, and Z, and it's like small. it's why not just get on it to get those small issues, because it's also it's regulating all your other things that you don't even know behind
Right.
the scenes, like preventing diabetes,
Right, and it
helping
Right.
help
heart
reverse,
disease.
help go into the reversal mode, because if you're pre-diabetic, as they say,
Right.
which basically you're almost right there at being diabetic, because by the time they find out you're pre-diabetic, because most people, especially men, aren't going to the doctor anyway. But so by the time they find out you're pre-diabetic, you're most likely on the fence, about to
Yeah.
fall over to get that diagnosis of being diabetic. So if you can start reversing and getting rid of some of the fat, and then with the arthritis, you touch on arthritis. Well, if you can start to get rid of the pain, like with me, now I'm starting to slowly get back into doing push-ups. I used to do a good bit of push-ups, at least over 50 without stopping. But I ended
50.
up having bursitis in my both elbows, and try to stay on track here. So I know it helps with arthritis, but bursitis in my elbows, which is very, very painful, especially when I try to exercise. And now I can actually touch both of my elbows and not have a ouch. I
Wow.
can, and
That's
I
good.
can actually start doing push-ups. I'm sad to embarrassed to say that I'm only up to back up to like 5, but
I
I'm
feel you.
slowly
I
get
feel
back
that.
into it,
I can
because
do one.
part of
I'm up to
bursitis
like 8
is
and it's the girl
oblique.
version, so it's not really anything to brag about. I will say, to touch on the dosage, I like that she said what she said about the dosage, because when I first started, and this is what I recommend all my clients, because it is different for everyone. I don't care if you are 300 pounds. I tell all my clients, start with a little drop, see how you feel. If you notice anything, cool. If you don't, start with a little drop or more the next day, cool, and just work your way up. And then take that dose that you think works for as long as you can. And when you notice you're a little off again, like, neck is hurting a little bit more today. I mean, you could blame it on the weather for a couple of days, but if you're noticing that, multiple times, then just up your dosage a little bit more. Or what I do on really rough, stressful days like today, I take a second dose in the end of the day to kind of just maybe level that back out. So, and the way it works is it binds to your receptors. So sometimes, it still has some on it from the day before and previous, so you might be okay. So if you're noticing you're feeling off again, you might have just needed a second dose or more of a dosage a week or two ago, but it still had some on the receptor.
Right.
So it's just that was really a good point. This cat, like, he just thinks he runs my house.
Right. Okay, Will, what's your next one? Was you done?
Well, I thought I had diabetes too,
Well, that's okay.
unless my count was off. But just kind of wrapping up with the arthritis, pain, that's a whole section of its own, and then your physical function, your mobility, and then sleep. Those
Oh,
all tie back into helping to reverse your diabetes. So as we take these products, we can start to reverse the arthritis, the anxiety, the diabetes. Um, we can start to improve our physical function, because your range of motion is going to increase as your inflammation in your body goes down. And we know that these products help with inflammation in our joints, as well as with um, the veins, the arteries, which is going to help with high blood pressure, which is
Yeah.
going to also help you feel more energetic and help you feel more like taking that walk or that bike ride or exercising. So if people just go ahead and start consuming the product, like April said, take a little bit, see how you feel, find out what your basically what they would say your dose is, and find out uh, when you're starting to deplete, like monitor your symptoms, and redose, and move forward and share with someone else too, because I right now I'm at the point where I have a move job tomorrow, and the other day we was dealing with a 500-pound safe at these people's house, and we got it downstairs, and tomorrow we got to put it on the truck because they're doing 2 truckloads, really big house. But I mean, I'm ready to go. I'm ready for 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and even though I'm gonna have a bunch of young people with me tomorrow, I think the oldest person on my staff tomorrow is going to be like 31, but I'm ready to get out there with them and get moving. But it's because of these products and consuming these products. You can't just talk about them. You can't just, wonder about them. You can't just research about them. You got to make that shift from, just trusting 100% in a big pharma who basically has a model of medicate and then operate. We have to awaken our brains to that. We have to look back on, all the people that we've known who have passed away, or even just all the people we know that have had surgery. Where are they now? How are they functioning now that they actually had surgery? I found out that carpal tunnel was actually more so a deficiency. Now I just turned 50. I turned 50 in January. They diagnosed me with carpal tunnel over 10 years ago to my memory, which isn't so good sometimes, but let's say like just 10 years ago, they did the needles in me and everything, and they send the electricity through your body, and they come back on the screen with the results, and they said, "Oh, Mr. Smith, you have carpal tunnel. Oh, that's why my hand hurts. That's why I get stiff. That's why I feels funny. That's why it tingles and all the other symptoms of carpal tunnel." But I have not ever had surgery once I started taking holistic products,
That's good.
and now I'm going even harder now that I have the CBD oil and the CBD gummies.
Yes,
And it makes it easier for me to consume a holistic product that gets rid of inflammation. So hemp is hope, not dope. Let's get it.
I love it, guys. I love it. So this is something I took from somebody's page today. It says medicine is not health care. Food is health care. Medicine is sick care. It's time we see what it is. Medicine is what you take when you're sick.
Yes.
Food is for your everyday health care. I loved it. I loved it. So, do you want to add anything, April, before I will send us out?
No, I love that. I've been on my like wellness and health journey for like over a year, but really tackling down the last 6 months. And I literally just now like feeling like really good. Like, so I'm a firm believer in everything that we talk about here. And I'm glad that we spread awareness. And I think that we will talk about maybe doing an episode on addiction. I really like that. That's a
I
passion
learned
of
a
mine.
lot today. I was like, what? We
I
can do a whole episode.
Yeah.
It's a plethora of information.
Yeah, I have a whole. It's one of my passions actually is wishing to help more people with addictions. I lost like about 15 friends after high school to addiction, and some are still battling with it till this day. And like, I barely made it out. So I have a very very like soft place in my heart for that. So I would love. I'm going to really tackle down on that one and maybe even talk to a couple of my resources and see if we can do a full episode on that. So if anyone's watching this and loves that idea or has anyone in mind that episode would be good for, maybe reach out and let us know so we can heavily promote that episode and maybe get a special guest or something for that one, because that one could probably help a lot of people right now.
Let me tell you, depression. When I left my first husband, like I've been divorced more than once, but when I left my first husband, I was really depressed and I got put on depression medicine. And I just found myself just going through life. And I was like, I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
And so what people don't understand, you get on those medications and those medications are addictive.
Yes.
But
so there's so many forms of addiction.
It's so many forms of addiction. Hell, I didn't get addicted because I didn't like the way it made me feel. But you can get addicted, and like I love it. let's get that going, April. That's
Yeah.
amazing. If you're on antidepressants, I'm letting y'all know. I know so many. Hey, I know so
Came back
many
from a
people
track
who
meet.
hate being on their antidepressants, want to do something else. Guys, give CBD a try.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. So go ahead, Will. Let us out. Great job,
All right.
April. Great job,
Uh,
Will.
here's something to remember for those who have not really started to get into the consumption of the, I'll just say, holistic products that have been here for thousands of years through just nature itself, that can help pretty much everything in your body. Always remember that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. A lot of times we wait
Mm.
till we get to such a bad situation where we're
Mm,
hurting a lot or
love
whatever, and next thing you know, they're chopping on you. And those surgical techs, they're not gonna try to stop you a lot of times from getting surgery. I mean, they're making $40 an hour or whatever. Hey, if you didn't take care of your body, their job is to go ahead and help that surgeon to go on and prep you up so they can start digging in. I hate to put it like that, but just if I can just influence you
It
for
to
is
me.
what it is.
right. The truth is the truth, and it hurts sometimes, but
Prevention
also,
is definitely great.
so just get the products, get familiar with using the product, so that you will also not just hear us say hemp is hope, not dope, but you will process and understand and comprehend and have an understanding of hemp is hope, not dope. All right. Thank you so much. Come back and see us in a couple weeks.
See y'all in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.